In the vast, untamed wilderness of the American plains, a creature roams that has become a symbol of strength and resilience, the bison. However, not all is well in this majestic beast's life. Picture this: a bison, once proud and powerful, now bears a horrific wound, a grotesque testament to nature's darker side. This is not just any injury, it is a barnacle infestation, a sight so shocking that it could make even the most hardened naturalist recoil in horror. As we delve into the life of this unfortunate bison, we uncover the chilling reality of barnacle infestation and the unsettling relationship between animals and their environment. Barnacles, those seemingly innocuous crustaceans, are often associated with the ocean, clinging to rocks and ships. But what happens when they find their way onto a bison? The answer is a gruesome spectacle. These tiny creatures, with their hard, calcareous shells, latch onto the bison's skin, burrowing in and creating a grotesque landscape of infection and decay. The bison's once smooth hide is now a battlefield, riddled with barnacles that have taken root, feeding off the animal's flesh and blood. The sight is enough to make your stomach churn. The barnacles, with their spiky protrusions, create a nightmarish image of nature's brutality. As the barnacles multiply, they form clusters that can cover large areas of the bison's body. Each barnacle is a tiny parasite, drawing nutrients from the bison, weakening it over time. The bison, unable to shake off these relentless invaders, suffers in silence. The wound festers, becoming a breeding ground for bacteria and other pathogens. The once mighty bison, a symbol of the wild, is reduced to a mere shadow of its former self, struggling to survive under the weight of its own infestation. But how does this happen? Barnacle larvae, microscopic and nearly invisible, are carried by the wind and water, seeking a host to latch onto. In their quest for survival, they find the bison, a large, unsuspecting target. The bison, with its thick fur and tough skin, seems like an impenetrable fortress, but the barnacles are relentless. They find their way into the tiniest crevices, establishing a foothold that is nearly impossible to dislodge. As we observe this tragic scenario, we are forced to confront the darker aspects of nature. The barnacle infestation is not just a story of survival, it is a reflection of the harsh realities of life in the wild. The bison, a creature that has roamed these plains for centuries, is now at the mercy of these tiny invaders. It raises questions about the balance of ecosystems and the often brutal laws of nature. And in a world where humans have encroached upon natural habitats, we must consider our role in this cycle of life and death. The bison's plight serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of our actions. As we alter landscapes and disrupt ecosystems, we create conditions that can lead to such infestations. In the heart of the African savanna, where the sun blazes down and the grass sways like a golden ocean, a creature of majestic beauty roams. The white lion, a rare and ethereal being, is often seen as a symbol of purity and strength. But today, we delve into a darker tale, one that reveals the fragility of life and the harsh realities of nature. Imagine, if you will, a once proud lion, its coat shimmering like freshly fallen snow, now marred by a horrific wound. This is not just any injury. It is a grotesque testament to the relentless march of nature's most insidious creatures, insects. As we draw closer, the sight is both captivating and repulsive. The lion's flank is a battlefield, a gruesome canvas painted with the remnants of an insect infestation. Flies buzz incessantly, their wings a blur as they flit about, drawn to the scent of decay. The wound itself is a gaping maw, a festering pit that seems to pulse with life. It is here that the true horror unfolds. Larvae wriggle and squirm, feasting on the lion's flesh, their pale bodies contrasting starkly against the rich tawny of its fur. This is not merely a wound. It is a banquet for the uninvited guests of the animal kingdom. Insects, often dismissed as mere nuisances, are nature's scavengers, playing a vital role in the ecosystem. Yet, in this instance, they have become the lion's executioners. The larvae, known as maggots, are the offspring of flies that have laid their eggs in the open wound, a grotesque reproductive strategy that ensures their survival. As they consume the lion's flesh, they release enzymes that break down the tissue, allowing them to thrive in a macabre feast. This process, while essential for the cycle of life, is a brutal reminder of nature's indifference. The infestation is not just a physical ailment, it is a harbinger of doom. The lion, once the apex predator, now finds itself at the mercy of these tiny tyrants. The wound, if left untreated, could lead to systemic infection, sepsis, and ultimately death. The very essence of the lion's majesty is being eroded by the relentless onslaught of these minuscule marauders. It is a stark illustration of the balance of nature, where even the mightiest can fall prey to the smallest. As we observe this tragic scene, we are compelled to reflect on the broader implications. Insects, while often reviled, are essential to the health of ecosystems. They decompose organic matter, pollinate. In the vast, untamed wilderness, where the sun casts long shadows and the wind whispers secrets, a creature of immense strength and majesty roams, the bison. Yet, not all is well in this seemingly idyllic setting. Here, we encounter a bison that bears a gruesome affliction, a horrific wound, teeming with barnacles. Yes, barnacles. These small crustacean hitchhikers, usually associated with the ocean's depths, have found an unexpected host in this noble beast. As we draw closer, the sight is both fascinating and repulsive. The bison's thick hide, once a symbol of resilience, now resembles a grotesque canvas, marred by clusters of barnacles that cling tenaciously to its flesh. But how did this happen? Barnacle infestation on a bison is a rare phenomenon, typically occurring when these marine organisms are inadvertently introduced to a terrestrial environment. In this case, it is believed that the bison, perhaps seeking solace in a muddy waterhole or riverbank, brushed against the remnants of barnacle-laden debris washed ashore. Barnacles, eager for a new surface to latch onto, found their way to the bison's skin, burrowing in and forming a grotesque colony. As they anchor themselves, they feed on the bison's nutrients, causing painful lesions and severe irritation. The bison, in its struggle to survive, may experience distress, scratching against trees or rolling in the dirt, only to exacerbate the wound. This infestation serves as a stark reminder of nature's brutal realities. The barnacles, while seemingly innocuous, become parasites, exploiting the bison's strength for their own survival. It raises unsettling questions about the balance of ecosystems, where one creature's misfortune becomes another's feast. As we witness this dark dance of life and death, we are reminded of our own role in the natural world. Humans, too, often find themselves in positions of power and vulnerability, sometimes unwittingly inflicting harm on the very systems we rely on. In the end, as we reflect on the bison's plight, we must chuckle at the irony in a world where nature is both cruel and beautiful. Even a mighty bison can become a host for barnacles. So, next time you see a bison, remember, it might just be a walking buffet for barnacles, reminding us all that, in the grand scheme of life, in the shadowy heights of the Himalayas, where the air is thin and the landscape is a breathtaking tapestry of white and gray, a snow leopard prowls. But this majestic creature, often revered for its beauty and grace, carries a haunting secret beneath its thick fur. A parasitic flower, grotesquely entwined in its flesh, has taken root, creating a wound that is both horrific and fascinating. This flower, a sinister invader, thrives on the very life force of the snow leopard, drawing nutrients from its host while leaving behind a festering sore. The sight is enough to make even the most hardened observer recoil in horror. The flower's tendrils snake through the leopard's skin, a vivid reminder of nature's brutal reality, where survival often comes at a terrible cost. As we delve deeper into the life of this snow leopard, we uncover another layer of its plight, a barnacle infestation. These tiny crustaceans, typically associated with the